Now we're going to move on to the window component. So beside the door component tool, we have our window component. So again, click to open. In the type selector, we just have one window in the project itself. So what we need to do is go to our load family to bring in more windows. So to know which windows we want to bring in, if you go to PDF 010 Windows. So if we go to load family, scroll down to the end and there's our Windows folder. It's not important now which kind of window you bring into the project. I'll leave it up to you. The window that I will be using is down below. It's a Windows triple plane. But again, it's not important which window you bring in. Again, if you go to the top, you can just use the arrow keys to scroll down, looking at the preview box on the right hand side to display the different types of windows. The window that I'll be using is the window triple plane. I'll then press open and it's now in my type selector. There we have a few variations of the types. And we want to bring in two different types into the project. We have an 1810 by 1210 and a 910 by 1210. 1810 is represented by number 1 and the 910 is represented by number 2. So I'm going to select my 1810 and come down to the bottom half here. So again, like the door, you can see I've got the warning symbol attached to my cursor because a window, like a door, can only be hosted on a wall. So once I hover over a wall, I'll get a little preview of where the window will be placed. So a little trick to know where the exterior face and the windowsill of that window is. You can tell that by the temporary dimensions. So if I hover over the wall, having a cursor down the lower half, you can see my temporary dimensions are outside. So I know now that when I place this window, the external face of the window is placed to the external side. If I move my cursor above the wall, the temporary dimensions go inside and my window is incorrect. So just click once to place and zoom in. If you place the window incorrectly, it's not a problem. Just select it and there's our flipping arrow. Once the window has been placed though, the temporary dimensions do go inside the building. So now what I want you to do is to place all of the 1810 windows around the building. Just try and get them as equally spaced as possible. And then afterwards we'll get the 910s. So I'm not too worried about the positioning of all of your windows because again, this building won't be built. We don't have to be 100% accurate. As long as I can show you how you can develop and build a model. Okay, so when you have all of your 1810 windows placed, then move on to the 910 windows. So now we have all of our 910 windows placed. The next stage, like we did with the doors, we're just going to select one, rename it. Again, this will become more apparent when we get to the end of the course. So if we go to our 1810 window, select it. In the properties palette, we're going to go to edit type, select rename, and we'll call it WT-01 and enter. And for the 910, we'll select it, edit type, rename, and it will be WT-02.